Today I fucked up by chemically scorching my scrotum on my first Father's Day. Too long didn't read. I go the whole day thinking I chafed my nuts, realized a total accident resulted with chemical burns instead. Setting the scene, my mother-in-law, who I truly, actually enjoy and love, has been in town visiting, but leaving this morning. It is also my first Father's Day, so my wife and son have set up a cute little display in our living room. The beginning, I woke up late. 7:15 is a luxury with a 10-month-old, rubbed the sleep from my eyes and grabbed my clothes for the day from on top of the washing machine. I quickly showered, got dressed, and began the hustle and bustle of packing up 2 dogs, a 10-month-old, and the rest of the family. We then embarked on the 2.5-hour drive to the airport to drop Mill off. A discovery, about an hour in, I do the old slight pinch and roll to scratch a testicular tickle, only this time, I got a dull sting instead. I racked my brain, and came to the conclusion that they must have chafed on our hike yesterday. No biggie, I've chafed the change purse before, uncomfortable but tolerable. Continued the drive with little incident. The development, we usually go to my parents' house and stay with them a bit after making a trip to the airport. They're much closer, and since it's Father's Day we decide to go. As we got closer, I noticed it getting worse. These frijoles were frying. By the time we reached their house, my balls were a 5-star spice rank at an authentic Thai restaurant. I rushed to the bathroom, and took some time to examine the family jewels. Realization: these rubies were, by this point, rhetorical and literal. With my bright red balls in my right hand, I noticed something sticky, not just sweaty. I suddenly got a strong whiff of laundry detergent, and it started to dawn, pun intended, on me. The substance glazing these gonads was a Tide Pod. One must have leaked onto my boxer briefs this morning before I pulled them from the clean laundry pile. Then let them soak in detergent for 8 to 9 hours until I made the grisly discovery. Oh fuck, I whispered to myself as I realized some sort of chemical burn was engulfing my nard dogs. I wiped down the best I could, then called poison control, who told me to take a bath and if it started blistering, go to urgent care. Despite trying to enjoy a Father's Day with my father and son, I was teabagging a lukewarm bath, trying to run as delicate as a cycle as humanly possible. At present, I currently lie here at 11:20 after 2 ball-searing baths, legs spread, trying to let the cool air of the AC lightly caress my acorns. Very disappointed this wasn't Nair related. Friendly PSA, if you use Nair on your balls, follow the directions. Under no circumstances should Nair be applied to wet skin! I never knew the wet skin thing. Used Nair in the bath as a teen and the skin on my legs literally opened up and bled like thousands of tiny razor burns. I figured I was allergic and haven't touched it since. What does using it on wet skin do? Till so many new ways to say balls. Balls to you. This is about a day I fucked up. A comical read. Also happy first Father's Day and sorry about your family jewels. Despite the absolute horror of it all, the humor of the situation was not lost on me. Lol. You're supposed to eat the Tide Pods, not use them as a scrotal marinade. Blistered balls sounds like a medieval punishment. Not sure whether to believe you about Mill or just covering since your wife knows your username. Lol, for real. Mill is awesome. I got real lucky in that department. Today I fucked up by potentially food poisoning the whole office. Update: I ended up getting way more response than I expected and a lot of people have asked for an update. I've asked around and all but one of my co-workers had diarrhea and intense digestive pains last night. One co-worker didn't finish her meal and took it home for her husband, who also got some symptoms this morning. We all got the chicken plate with rice. The only difference is we got spicy sauce and the one co-worker who didn't experience anything got medium sauce. Maybe the sauce was contaminated. Either way, we're all doing okay and I think the worst of it has passed. It wasn't as bad as I feared, but it was definitely sketchy food. The place is a big shawarma chain too. So this actually happened today. It's still unfolding, so I'm not 100% sure if I did give everyone food poisoning, but this hilarious interaction with my boss suggests likely. It's a Monday. I didn't bring lunch. It's a small office and I always ask everyone everyone else what they want. I was feeling shawarma and so I go around asking everyone. There was a bit of come on, you know you want to get some too going on, as a couple co-workers were a bit on the fence. Eventually everyone is on board as no one brought a lunch. I order the shawarma, we all get chicken and rice, and Uber Eats arrives fairly quickly. It was pretty uneventful until about 3:40 p.m. I get up to scan something when suddenly it hits and I run to the washroom. When I come back, I talk to some co-workers and they all seem fine. Okay, I think to myself, maybe it's just me. All my co-workers leave at 4 p.m. It's just my boss and I, as I had to wrap up some calls. 5:30 rolls around, I pack up and I'm ready to go. I stop by my boss's office on the way out and had this lovely conversation. Me, it's 5:30. Not going home yet? Boss, no, not yet. I can't. Me, lots of work. Boss, not exactly. Can I ask you something? Did the shawarma feel different? Me, good different or bad different? Boss, let's just say I'm in no condition to drive for the next hour or so. I died laughing, but now I'm actually worried. I've been running to the washroom every little while. I'm pretty sure it is the shawarma, and even though it isn't the worst food reaction I've gotten, it's still worse than average. Now I'm scared to find out how my other co-workers fared. Smiley face. Too long didn't read. Got shawarma with my co-workers. Potentially gave everyone food poisoning. Maybe you and your boss have sensitive stomachs. My friends can get sick from just about anything and it can happen fast. I guess I have an iron stomach cause I've only had food poisoning from overdoing certain foods and it took a while to set in. Either way, keep us posted if you did poison everyone. My ex and I once ate off the same plate. I had horrible food poisoning symptoms and he was just fine. The same dang plate. I read the title and assumed you made some rancid food or something. This is probably the best case scenario. I worked in theater in high school and one time somebody dropped off some pumpkin cookies for the crew. They were not stable, unrefrigerated, and at least 10 people got really sick mid-production. I hated pumpkin so I survived and still shun it to this day as a result. Brain play for promotion. Everyone dies of food poisoning. Promotion. Oh shit, he's on to me, man running. Op wrote this on the toilet. Today I fucked up and found out that my mom doesn't give blowjobs. This fuck up happened a long time ago. I was like 8 or 9. My little sister and I were googling stuff for shits and giggles. We decided to google our first names. A site named something like Jane's Love Shack came up in our search. It was porn. Run-of-the-mill porn. Penis in vagina, penis in butts, penis in mouths, etc. As sheltered Mormon kids, this was completely new and strange territory. I knew it was bad though. After a few curious clicks I closed it and made my little sister swear not to tell mom. Later we're hanging out with my dad. My little sister fucking snitched and told him what we saw. She said we saw a woman with a man's snake height, it's what we called penises, in her mouth. My dad laughed and said, yeah, your mom won't do that to me. WTF dad? Question mark. Too long didn't read. Sis and I saw porn. Told dad. He said my mom didn't give him blowjobs. I'm 25, and my parents still complain that they haven't really touched each other since they made me. Even as a kid they tell me about it. Mum is more open about it than my dad, but both will make comments about how the other didn't and still doesn't do certain things. I can tell they're not lying either. I've only ever seen my parents kiss once, and that's when my dad dropped my mum and I off at the airport. Wait a minute, you're telling me that your parents have been in a Mexican standoff for 25 years where both want physical affection from the other yet neither of them wants to be the first to give it? There's either a piece missing here or your parents need a medal for standing their ground. I feel it's true. My parents had a lousy marriage and we're constantly sniping at each other. Dad would say things we didn't understand as kids, but as an adult I do. Yeah, that's what happened. They ended up divorcing. It was ugly. Obviously, you didn't get swallowed. This happened to me. We were watching a Michael McIntyre show, and he was talking about buying a clutch for his wife. whilst thinking about the BJ. Dad turns to me, mum right between us, and says yeah, this one doesn't do that, fully satisfied in all other ways though, don't you worry. I think some here don't get that. My mom and dad divorced when I was young, so I don't know how open they were, but I know some of my friends' parents openly joked about it or just talked like it was normal, especially when they got into their teens. My friends whose families talked about it were more normalized sexually, I think. Today I fucked up by reading this.